Well, hello, my name is Bill O'Donnell. I'm the Norfolk County Registry of Deeds. One of the reasons we're here in Braintree today is the Office of Registry of Deeds is an office many people might not know about, but when you think about it, the biggest asset you have is your home. And the people I learned from, people like Congressman Moakley, or I was an assistant district attorney for Bill Delahunt, you know, they really stress part of public service is getting out and helping people, getting out doing constituent service. So we're really happy to be here in Braintree and want to thank Mayor Sullivan for making the arrangements to have us in Braintree. At the Registry of Deeds, that's where community land records get recorded. They've been recording in Norfolk County since 1793 in Dedham. And we take pretty seriously the recording of documents. And when you think about it, the recording of these documents impact people. When you bought your house, your deed got recorded. When you borrowed money, the bank made sure that the mortgage got recorded so they would get paid back. When you pay off that mortgage, a discharge gets recorded that tells the world that you've paid that lien off. When you think about it, a lot of your community land records, your Board of Appeals might have a variance that was granted. It has to be recorded. The Conservation Commission has orders of conditions recorded to protect wetlands. So all of these get recorded at the Registry of Deeds. And what we've tried to do is bring the registry into people's homes and businesses. So certainly you can go online. That's what we're most proud of. In my tenure as Registry of Deeds, for the first time we have internet land record research. So if you go to www.norfolkdeeds.org, you can actually look up the documents. If you went to Book 1, Page 1, the first document from 1793 is recorded. So you can do research. Some people do it because the real estate economy is driven by these documents, and they look up information to keep that part of the economy going. A lot of people want to look up just their own records to see, for instance, if they have a homestead recorded. So there's a lot that can be done from your home, and we're bringing the registry into people's homes and businesses through the internet. But we like to come out to the various communities. There are 28 communities here that make up Norfolk County, and as part of our community outreach, we go around to all the town halls and have office hours. And sometimes we have a lot of people that come in, sometimes not as many, but whoever comes in, what we're trying to do is help them out. A lot of times they just have simple questions. A lot of times they want to get a copy of their deed, and certainly we're happy to give them a copy of their deed. Sometimes they want to make sure that they borrowed money, they have mortgages, but they've been paid off, and they want to make sure that the discharges are recorded. A lot of times they have documents to be recorded. For instance, a discharge from the bank that tells the mortgage, that tells the world that mortgage has been paid off. People will bring those discharges to our office hours, whether they're here in Braintree or the other 27 communities around the county, and we'll take that document, save them a trip to Dedham, and get the document recorded for them. A lot of times, the bulk of our questions at office hours is about the homestead. The homestead is an act that is really a creation of the state legislature. It's a piece of legislation here in Massachusetts that allows somebody who owns property as their principal residence to record an estate of homestead. And that estate of homestead, again, it's only for your principal residence, sort of puts a picket fence around the house. It prevents the forced sale of the house. So I say it's a way, it's a good consumer right to have a homestead, and a lot of people don't know about it. You can go to our website. We have some information about the homestead on. When we come to office hours like this in Braintree, we actually bring homestead forms, which you can download from our website. And a lot of times people just want to avail themselves of the protections. When I first became register in 2002, the protection was $300,000. It's been increased to $500,000 in 2004. And recently, and again, thank your state legislators, your state senators, your state reps, they did things to enhance the homestead. For instance, the homestead has been now extended to people that have property in trust. Prior, there was a case law that said if you had property in trust, only individuals can put homesteads on. So if the property was in trust, you couldn't really put a homestead on. The legislature has changed that. The legislature has extended homestead protections to proceeds. So if you sell the house for a limited period of time, the homestead will protect the proceeds of the sale. Or if your house, say, burnt down and you got a casualty insurance check from the insurance company to rebuild, the homestead can protect those monies while you're rebuilding, again, for a limited period of time. So what the homestead does is, yes, if you don't pay your mortgage, the bank's going to foreclose. If you don't pay the town of Braintree their taxes, they're going to take steps to collect on that. But the homestead does protect your house, the biggest asset you have. For instance, you could be driving your car and you think you have a lot of car insurance and you get into a bad car accident. In fact, we were explaining that to some of the people that were here today. You know, you might have a $1 million judgment against you and you only have $200,000 worth of insurance coverage. You know the person that was injured is going to look to you, to look to your assets to satisfy that debt. So just in that example alone, it's probably worth having a homestead. Again, you may never need it, but the filing fee, which is set by the state legislature, is relatively modest at $36, so it's well worth filing a homestead. So it's something you can call our customer service too. I mean, we keep talking about the internet, and you can go online at the registry, but we have a customer service center, and you can do it the old-fashioned way and call us at 781-461-6101, and we can provide some information and forms and things like that. Once the homestead is recorded, it is good, unless you do something to terminate it. But for the most part, once the homestead is recorded, you get the benefit of that protection. As a matter of fact, if you had a homestead on when the protection was $300,000, the way the legislature has written the law, you get the benefit of the $500,000 protection without even recording the homestead. And again, a tip of the hat to the legislature. For the first time in Commonwealth of Massachusetts history, we have an automatic homestead. So, you know, if you do nothing, for the first time in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts history, you have $125,000 worth of protection, but it gets a portion. So, you know, for a $36 filing fee, I think it's better to get the full benefit of a homestead, which is a $500,000 protection. The homestead is only good for whoever owns it. So if in a case like myself, I'm married, it used to be under the old law, one spouse could record it for the benefit of the other. Now under the new law, and in the interest of transparency, both of us, the legislature wants all owners to sign off on a homestead. So both my wife and I would sign a homestead and get the benefit of that. And only the owners, it can only be your principal residence. So if, for instance, you sold the house, your homestead would terminate, but if you downsized and bought a condominium or downsized and bought a smaller house, you'd have to take a separate step and record a homestead. So the homestead is only good for that property. And same for the new buyers. If you sold the house or transferred it to your children and they're living there, they should avail themselves of a homestead. If you sold the house at an arm's length transaction to some buyers, those buyers should take the step to record their own homestead in their names, and that's how it's been set up by the state legislature. And as I said, it's really a relatively small document, 2 pages. There's a reference to the deed that when you purchase the property, and the parties sign it in front of a notary, and it gets brought down to the registry to be recorded. As soon as the homestead is recorded, it is effective. So, in fact, as I said, if you talk to 10 different attorneys, you know, a lot of times you get 10 different opinions on things, but I think 9.9 out of 10 attorneys would tell you to record a homestead, and that homestead and the protections that have been written into the homestead law become effective as soon as that homestead is recorded at the Registry of Deeds. In our office, as I said, it's an arm of government many people might not know about. We have tried to get out to the communities to make people aware of things like the homestead. And we love talking to the community groups. But when I think about it, we have modernized the registry, but our mission really probably dates back to the first register's mission in 1793, is to have accurate, reliable recording of documents. That's what we've done. There's been some changes with the computerization. We definitely have implemented a lot of modernization initiatives at the Registry of Deeds. We still do things the old-fashioned way, too. We still print books. We have over 32,000 books at the registry. When I first became registered, we were at book 17,000. We're at book 32,000, 15,000 books in my term. We have books in documents that go back to 1793. All viewable on the internet, so you can save a trip down to Dedham. But a lot of people come down to do research for real estate activity, and other people do it for genealogical research or just historical research. But we certainly welcome people to come by the Registry of Deeds. It's an arm of government we've tried to modernize and make relevant to all the residents and consumers here in Norfolk County. And certainly you're welcome to come by 649 High Street in Dedham, and we'll help you out. Or you can take that virtual trip to Dedham and go on our website at www.norfolkdeeds.org. And again, my name is Bill O'Donnell, and it's a privilege to be your Register of Deeds, and thank you for letting me be your Register of Deeds.